Hello, I'm Dr. Albanese, and we're sending this video for you today to help you better understand the recommendations for your care, what the recommendations are comprised of, how we derive at the recommendations for your care. Now, before we get into that information, I'd like to just take a moment to summarize what we spoke about during your last appointment, your report of findings. Now, your exam and x-ray findings showed and illustrated that you have subluxations. Subluxation is the misalignment of the spine that causes inflammation to develop around the nerve and interferes with the nervous system. Now, your exam and x-ray showed us that you had inflammation, showed us the severity of that inflammation, as well as the improper support of your spine by the spinal muscles. Your x-rays may have showed us that there were misalignments or curvature, degeneration, arthritis, scoliosis, thinning disc spaces or narrowing nerve spaces. Now, we'll be reviewing your x-rays again during your recommendations just to highlight what we spoke about. Subluxations can develop over time. A subluxation, and that's why we take care of a lot of the kids, subluxation can develop as a result of postural patterns that we develop as children working on computers and phones. The kids today, especially wearing heavy backpacks, sports injuries, falls, accidents. And sometimes a subluxation develop and will be silent for many years until we become adults, and then we start treating problems. And we think those problems just came about, but in reality, they could have taken years to develop. And then obviously all the stress that our body endures as adults, the physical, social, emotional stress, falls, accidents, work stress, this all puts undue pressure and stress on our bodies, causing it to break down and not function as well. Then we develop symptoms. So subluxations, just like healing, take time to develop. And it takes time for your body to heal, restore, and repair. And that's what we're going to be instrumental in helping you with. Now, a subluxation can cause a myriad of symptoms. It could cause symptoms like pain or numbness or tingling. When you have nerve interference, it could cause symptoms like asthma, allergies, migraines, or headaches, reflux, just to name a few. So this gives you a better understanding of what we spoke about during your report of findings, as well as your recommendations, which we'll explain now. There's two very important points that I want to address. The first is your body should be healthy. Health is our normal, natural state. We're designed to be healthy and vibrant well into our hundreds, but all too often, we develop problems. Our body breaks down. It doesn't function as well as we age. And we say, well, it must be my age. It must be my job. It must be my lifestyle, or maybe genes or genetics, my family history. But the reality is, it's the accumulation of stress over years that causes our body to finally break down. Any physical, social, emotional stress causes our body to age prematurely. Now, that shouldn't be the case. We should be aging, but age in a healthy way. So we're still able to take part in our lives in a very vibrant manner. That's what we want to help you with. Get back to living a full, vibrant lifestyle, not only today, but for years to come. So again, we're designed to be healthy. We're not designed to be sick. And all too often, the common things that people suffer from become normal, but it's not normal. It's not normal because it's common, and it should not be the case with us. Now, the second point I wanted to make is your body heals and repairs itself if we can remove interference and give it what it needs in that process. And that's what our intent is with your care, to remove interference from the nervous system, correct the problems, the subluxations, also address any diet or exercise issues that may be helpful in your care, talking about rest and sleep, healthy mindset. These are all aspects of your care that are going to be very important in helping you succeed and get the results that you're looking for. You know, all too often, people spend years treating symptoms. Symptoms go away and then they come back, and we go through the same cycle of treating a symptom. Sometimes symptoms get worse over time, or more problems develop. So we want to help you by helping your body gain in its state of health and well-being and function. Now, I know you might be saying, well, this sounds a little different than what I'm used to. And you know what? It is. But that's why we're going to get different results. That's why we're going to correct the underlying cause of the problem. and introduce you to a better way to better health. And that is through your body, by removing interference, helping and assisting you become healthier and function better. Now, let me explain a little bit about our recommendations for your care. There are 3 phases of care. The first is the corrective phase. This is the initial phase of care when certainly we want to help you feel better. This is also when the adjustments are scheduled a little bit closer together. Now, the reason for that is because if we adjust you and spend a lot of time in between the adjustments, your body will revert back to an old pattern. We want to interrupt the patterns that have developed over time, and we do that with regular adjustments. Now, the corrective phase of care is also when we'll address your daily routine and habits and look for blind spots, things that you're not aware of that could be exacerbating and causing some of the problems that you're having. So we'll address those. This is also when we start to see the beginning of soft tissue healing. So that's the corrective phase of care. Now, as you're progressing through care and as your body's healing and repairing, we'll enter the supportive phase of care. This is when we do add more time between the adjustments. We space them out a little bit more. This is when we continue to see soft tissue healing and repair. This is when inflammation starts to decrease and muscles become more balanced. They're supporting your spine in a much more healthier manner. We'll also address any core exercises or anything else that you could be doing that will help to reiterate the correction that we're trying to make with your spine to help reinforce your care. Now, the third part of care is called the maintenance care, and this is very important. Now, the lack of maintenance of your spine over years is probably one of the reasons why we're here correcting the subluxations to begin with. And again, that's why we take care of kids. If we can develop healthy patterns and habits at an early age, we can help to minimize or possibly prevent problems from developing. We're here correcting your spine because no one ever explained to you maintenance is very important. But just like anything, you achieve a certain level of success, a certain weight or a certain fitness level, you're not going to stop eating well or exercising. No, you're going to continue that to maintain the goals that you've achieved. And that's the same thing with your chiropractic care. Now, we'll explain a little bit more about what maintenance looks like and what that really means as we progress through your care and during your visit when we explain the recommendations. Now, we'll be closely monitoring your progress and your response to care as we go along too, with very regularly scheduled reevaluations. We'll be monitoring changes just like we did during your initial exam through the exams on the computer to measure inflammation changes, muscle balance changes. So that's one thing that we'll talk about and we'll discuss as your care progresses. Now, we are going to outline some very specific recommendations, put together a plan to help you achieve your results or your goals. And we do that and we can produce very predictable results and outcomes because we're going to use a system of chiropractic called the Gonstead system. And this is a way that we analyze and evaluate the spine. This is a way that we adjust your spine. The Gonstead system allows us to produce very predictable outcomes. Now, part of your outcomes and your results are going to be based on your commitment to care. If you're committed to care and following through with the recommendations that we're going to be making, we're going to move in a very predictable manner, and that's towards better health, more vibrant lives. But if you're not committed to care, say you're committed 50% and you're doing 50% of what we recommend, you're only going to achieve 50% of the results. If that's the case, and we see that unfolding where you're missing appointments or constantly rescheduling appointments, we're going to recommend that you put your care on hold for now or don't start, because we want to give you the best care possible. We want to do our best work, and I know you want the best results. The only way we can do that is if we're working together as a team, and that's what your care is. It's us working together as a team. So we'll review our best recommendations for your care on your next visit. One thing I wanted to share with you too, share this video with your family members that are also involved in making your healthcare decisions with you so they better understand what chiropractic care looks like. Now, our mission is to help as many families as possible, create healthy lifestyles, and reach optimal health through chiropractic. So we'd love to check your family, and we'll talk about that as well, if they would like to have their spines checked, to record where they are in terms of their spine and the health of their spine. So we'll look forward to seeing you on your next appointment. Until then, have a great day and be well.